In Trinidad, we have some of the most delicious and simple vegan dishes. These are the recipes we grew up on, recipes created by our great-grandparents who came to Trinidad to work in the sugarcane plantation. They altered their traditional recipes based on availability and cost. Instead of a multitude of ingredients, they used skill and love to transform these simple ingredients into something spectacular even young kids enjoyed, including myself. One such dish is Sada Eddoes, also known as stewed Eddoes or Eddoes stew. And it was a typical Sunday breakfast with Sada Roti or Dosti Roti. Eddoes are also known as taro or malangas or yautia in Spanish-speaking countries. Let me know what you call this hairy ground provision or root vegetable in your country. These Eddoes are beginning to grow. Let's save them from tragedy. We'll use this nice, ripe, firm red tomato and this Scotch bonnet. And if you didn't know, this is a Scotch bonnet to the right and this is a habanero. Habanero, Scotch bonnet. First I'll peel. When you see this piece that's beginning to grow, these are roots here. You can cut that out and plant it. Put this in your compost. Next we'll chop using a knife or one of these devices. Take one piece, cut it down the center. And it's smaller or larger, depends on how large chunks you want when you're eating. And just slice. If you're not getting to it right away, submerge it in water. I still have to do the prep. And here, while I prep the onion and the pepper, prep only takes about 10 minutes tops. We'll place a medium heavy bottom pan over high heat and bring it to temperature. I'll pour in a couple of tablespoons of oil. When the pot is dry, it's still wet. Once the oil is hot, we'll add onion, hot pepper and garlic. We'll cook until the edges are brown and the onion is translucent and the heat is on medium. Next I'll add the eddoes and chopped tomatoes. And I drained it from the water. I'll stir well to combine. I'm reducing the heat to low. Give it a good stir to combine all those amazing flavors. Next I'll start with 2 teaspoons of salt. If you're using table salt, you'll need less. Just season according to your preference. Start with less and add more later on. Another mix to combine. The heat is now on medium. You want this to cook in its own liquid. So it's important to monitor the heat level to prevent it from burning and evaporating all its natural juices too quickly without fully cooking the eddoes or the yautia. Alright, I'm going to cover this. Raise the heat to medium. You need to hear something happening at the bottom of that pot. Some sort of sizzling or bubbling, a gentle sizzling, not a vigorous, I want to evaporate everything too quickly kind of bubbling. The heat is on low. I'm going to cover and cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. I want it to cook in its own natural juices first and become tender, and then we will think about adding water. It's going to be more delicious this way. So stay tuned. It's been about 12 minutes.
checked it once a couple of minutes ago. You see it's sticking. When it's sticking, that's a good sign that it's time to add some water. And it has melted nicely, softened, very aromatic. It cooked very quickly because we cut it thin. You don't want it to become a soup. You still want the little chunks in it, so try not to break up all the pieces. Good time to taste for salt. Dip your finger in a spoon, like that. New finger. Gonna add a little more salt. Let me add the water. But let me add the water first. Got some pepper in the back of my throat there. I'm going to start with 2 cups of water, and let's see. All depends on how thick or thin you like it. If you like it soupy, add more. If you like it thick, add less. But you have to understand that it will thicken as it cools. No matter how much liquid you add at this point, once it cools, it's going to thicken. If you eat it hot, it will be soupy. I don't like it too thick, so I eat it right away. Now is a good time to start kneading the flour for the roti. You can eat it with Sada Roti, paratha, dosti roti. Aloo roti might be an overkill. Too much carbs, but it's up to you. Taste it. I'm going to cover it and cook it for another 5-10 minutes. Yum. Add more salt to taste. It has thickened, it's becoming nice and creamy. It's very aromatic, and most of the eddoes or the yautia has softened and melted. I just want to continue to cook this a little more. It has sharp edges, which is an indication that it's not ready. Alright, don't stir it too much if you don't want, don't stir it unless you want it all melted and broken up. And the timer is up. It cooked in exactly 20 minutes. Absolutely perfect. See, it looks thick, but don't forget, it's going to thicken. Just make sure it has enough salt. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, you could probably add some jeera. Whole grain jeera, cook it in the oil before you add your onion, tomatoes and pepper. Before you added your onion, pepper and garlic. Right? Absolutely delicious and nutritious. Give it a try. I'm going to start making the roti now. So I'll have this for lunch. Yum yum. This I have 4 cups of flour, a little bit of salt and baking powder. Next I'll gradually add water and knead to form a firm but soft dough. Takes only about 5 minutes. Watch my full video on YouTube for Sada Roti. It's very detailed, with over 1 million views, so check it out. It has also saved many marriages. So I'm going to knead this and then we'll allow it to rest. I'm using about 1.5 cups of water. Knuckle press to smoothen. Let me know below if you're still struggling with Sada Roti. I will try to do a new full detailed video. Oil on the top, cover and allow it to rest for a minimum of 30 minutes. See it springing back. When it does not spring back, it means it's ready. See you soon. The dough has been resting for about an hour, and now I'll divide it into 5 pieces. If you have a small pan, griddle, or tawa, make them smaller. Next I'll roll it up to the top, pinch to seal, Rotate and repeat with the remaining dough. We'll allow it to rest for about 30 minutes minimum. When ready to cook, heat your tower over high heat. Sprinkle flour. And I'll roll it out. Next, pick it up and slap it on a towel. Next, we'll flip.
Today it didn't fully swell, but nothing's gonna stop us from having a good time.
It's soft and it's delicious and it's fluffy.